Chandra, you are known as someone who likes to simplify things, likes to solve complex problems. Have you always believed that technology will be that ultimate key differentiator for every company?
I've always looked at technology as a means to an end. And I've always looked at data as a huge differentiator, and more and more working with large data sets, leveraging data to differentiate requires technology behind it. So technology as a means to an end can never go wrong.
So I'm curious to know, what is your definition of digital transformation?
I define it along 3 dimensions. Number 1, it's the opportunity to reimagine products and services that we provide to our clients, customers in any industry.
Sure.
By leveraging technology that's available today that may not have been possible 5 years ago or 10 years ago. The second thing, it's really changing the way we work. For companies that are embracing digital transformation, changing the way we work means moving away from industrial era functional silos to multidisciplinary teams that work together in an agile fashion.
Yeah.
And the third element of that is bringing the power of data in accomplishing the first two, whether it's reimagining experiences and or changing the way we work.
There are a couple of levers that would make or break the path of a company towards digital transformation.
Yes.
What do you think 1 or 2 of those levers would be beyond executive sponsorship?
For sure, the mindset and the culture of the company. And is it client focused? Is it customer focused? Is the company thinking about where the world is going? What are the emerging needs of their clients and customers, and how can they bring great experiences, great products to bear to compete and differentiate in that space, right? And the second is, of course, capability. Is the organization capable of pulling off a transformation? In the innovation age, in the information age, you have to iterate, you have to prototype, and you have to test and learn.
Yeah.
Because the path ahead is not always very clear.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to make that distinction.
Perfect. And there used to be a time when people would say that I'm not a technologist and sort of wear it as a badge of honor, right? But that you can't do anymore because, like you said, data, information and technology really has to be everyone's DNA. But your mix, Chandra, is so unique. It's so different. I know you're writing a bunch of books. You're fascinated by science. So I'm kind of fascinated by your journey, and I want to understand your path into technology.
I've always looked at the world as there's something bigger, there's something better you can accomplish, right? Questioning status quo. And so I look at the world as there's so much opportunity around us, right? And technology is, again, a means to an end.
Sure.
But if you take a step back, any industry, any place, you came into Dallas, right? As you go through the airport or you get on a plane, you see opportunities everywhere to improve the experience, to make things better.
Yeah.
And if you never stop imagining what's possible and actually can execute on it, then the sky is the limit. In the mid-1990s, I was managing a World Bank program in India. I had nothing to do with technology in my title at the time. And I teamed up with a software engineer, and we ended up building a database to track our investments. So I'm always looking at ways to make my world easier, others around me easier simpler by applying technology.
Technology is a great place for women, but obviously the numbers are proving otherwise because it's pretty much male-dominated space at this point. But I guess building this culture of innovation, this culture of inclusivity that we were talking about, and education also plays a huge role. And in a way, maybe leaders like you, when you're looking at hiring talent, you're looking at various different kinds of talent that may or may not exist at this point. What are some of the key qualifiers or key skills that you're looking at now when you hire people across various different underrepresented groups as well, which you think will make digital teams successful so they can seamlessly move between different technologies?
When I look to bring somebody on board, right, I look for 3 things. Number 1, do they have the core skills? In technology, so much of that is about learning agility because technology changes rapidly, and being able to pick up new things, experiment with new things, and have the core expertise. If you're a software engineer, it doesn't matter what language you program in, you'll pick up things quickly. The second thing is what I call fire in the belly, right? And commitment and internal motivation to make a difference. And the third, really important for me, is teamwork. You have to be able to work in teams, and I'm a huge believer in multidisciplinary teams. In terms of inclusion, right, I'll tell you 2 other things. One, coming to CBRE, commercial real estate, I was told there are not a lot of women in the industry overall, right? We now have within the digital and technology organization, some amazing women leaders and women professionals at different levels in the organization. When I joined CBRE, one of the first things we did was move all our software engineering to Agile. And when you work in Agile mode, right, you have Agile teams. We have multiple Agile teams all around the world. And if you walk around our offices, you can see actually the seating is set up in such a way that teams sit together. Agile teams, they work together.
Yeah.
And in terms of innovation, I'm a believer that ideas come from anywhere. And if you have a complex problem, you would come up with a much better solution if you have somebody from marketing, somebody from HR, or somebody from a software engineer, a designer, right? If you look at a multifaceted view of a problem, you're going to come up with a much more powerful solution.
Fantastic. It was lovely chatting with you. Thank
Same
you so
here.
much.
Thank you, Bianca.